you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Sam Dene.
Sam Dene, the Encyclopedia Reno Government and Air Force Academy graduate who spent the last 17 years of his life coming to these government meetings to try to keep the city out of the terrible pickle it has gotten itself into, but it looks like it's way too late for that. And I'm here to talk about a couple of these things. I noticed that this one concerning, this is kind of strange wording. It certainly sounds anti-citizenry on the outset, and maybe she can explain it a little again. It says this SB 124, and I can imagine that former Reno Gazette regurgitator reporter who's now parlayed his reporting into being a senator of all bizarre things, Senator Kay. He's recommending that we a bill expand the areas in which the governing body of an incorporated city may displace or limit competition by removing the requirement that a service otherwise authorized by law to be provided by the city must also be demanded by the inhabitants of the city. Well, what if the inhabitants of the city want to demand it? You're not going to allow them to demand these things anymore? Or else there's a whole bunch of double negatives there. The bill just sounds quite disconjurcuticulated, and since it came from Kiekenkeifer, I can see why it's disconjurcuticulated. Also, I wanted to make a quick comment about this making temporary government employees ineligible for unemployment compensation. It says here the status is withdrawn. I don't know who withdrew it, but I think that's a good thing. If a person works for a living down here, or for the government or the city, and temporarily or not, and they get laid off through no fault of their own, they should be eligible for unemployment compensation. For those who don't remember, unemployment compensation is actually an insurance. Even though the person may not be paying the insurance himself or herself, it is an insurance because they generally get a lower pay because you folks or the government or the private company has to pay into the insurance fund. So indirectly the person is paying for it himself or herself. And I'm glad that you took that off of the books. By the way, quite a coincidental thing, this young lady over here. Finally, we have two people in the audience. Two people in the audience. Everybody else is staff, and of course, these people losing their jobs. But this young lady was in the hallway out there and heard me talking, heard Sam talking, and she was so inspired. She said, I'm going to come in here and listen. And she said she's going to come to the podium next time she's at a meeting. And this is really kind of coincidental because guess why she's down here? One of those people, it's their fault. She got a parking ticket. She came down to pay her parking ticket. I said, well, if this had happened today or yesterday, nobody would catch her. She'd be free to go. But it was three weeks ago, and she got busted by one of these parking people here. What a coincidence. Anyway, good luck.
Thank you very much.